troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night.
Welcome to the SLUSH podcast, the only place on the internet where we cover Ghostbusters to baby diapers and everything in between.
No, well, like, not, it doesn't really, but like it is kind of like a what's so?
Oh shit! You finished the
Oh, you got
Gundam.
his Gundam. Oh, and it falls apart.
Oh.
Do a shit. That's all the kid is.
It's one of those American Gundams.
Oh.
What? This is the OG.
The OG.
No, that's like a Simpsons throwback. Hey, look, Homer's got one of those robot cars. Crash. Yeah, one of those American robot cars.
That's a Gundam from Ready Player One. That was like one of the coolest parts.
I hate that you said that.
Why?
It just. No, never mind.
But
yeah,
it is. Ready Player One as a reference point for everything now.
Yeah, like that's.
Remember that random Skull Warrior with the weird looking gun in Ready Player One? Which one?
That's like saying, "Oh my God, isn't that like Yoda from Fortnite?" Like, what are you talking about? Like, get out of here. I'm kidding.
No, you know that I know all the Gundam. I have so much Gundam stuff. I have all the episodes of Gundam Wing on VHS. So
I'm just
fuck
poking fun.
you, Sully.
How dare you?
But yeah, somebody out there has definitely only heard of a lot of shit from Ready Player One. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie. Yeah. So what do you want to? What do we talk about? Furiosa? Do we talk about cloning? What do we talk about this episode?
Wait, let me see.
Oh, did you listen to that podcast?
Which one? Oh,
The cloning one?
no, I didn't. I was like, what? No, not yet. That was about the Jurassic Park stuff, right?
Sorta, yeah. Like they're talking about like specifically like mammoths and like dodos and stuff, but like because like they're like we'll never be able to clone a dinosaur. Like it's just
If they're not bringing back a T-Rex, I don't care.
That's
well, like it's funny because like the lady that's at like I think she's like the head geneticist or something at Colossal.
Yeah.
Like she actually did try to isolate like DNA from mosquitoes, like bugs trapped in the amber, and they're just like there's just not enough material left there to clone anything.
Then we filled him with frogs.
And bingo.
Well,
And bingo,
that's what they're
instant
doing.
dinosaur.
That's what they're doing for the mammoths essentially. Like they're talking about like essentially creating a mammoth embryo and then put it inside an elephant.
So
like an Asian
crazy.
elephant.
But they're not talking about taking elephant DNA and putting it into what's left of the mammoth stuff. They're talking about just making an embryo and putting it in an elephant because that's the only thing on the planet that's going to hold it. Because a chihuahua just won't work.
Could you imagine? Oh no.
They did talk about like building in diversity in the genetic code, like even the animals that exist now, like rhino populations, are like you have 12 real DNA samples of rhinos, but if we clone those those animals, there's not enough genetic variability. So they were talking about like editing the genetic code themselves to build in that genetic variability.
Weird.
And that is how we get Jurassic Park.
Yeah, maybe they'll just use the AI to like fill in the gaps eventually and figure it out. I could see that.
I love
happening.
AI. Bring on Skynet.
AI, it's just ride or die now. It's happening whether we want to or not. It's just...
I pay Adobe for editing software for all my photos, and it's cut my workload in half. Why are you sorry? I literally usually takes me like 3 weeks to edit a wedding. I did it all in an afternoon this time.
Oh, just Adobe just sucks with how much it charges you for shit.
How much is it a month?
$29 a month.
And you get like Photoshop and After Effects and stuff.
Well, I get Photoshop and Lightroom mobile, but the Lightroom is the primary use of the AI because it's it has more connectivity on their network. So I had a guy, he was not impressed with the tattoos sticking out of one of his groomsmen shirts. So I told the AI to edit that, like I just highlighted it and said remove. And then it literally popped up and said, would you like to remove this same sample from all existing photos?
Weird.
I'm like, yes.
And
it went through and took all that tattoo out of every single photo.
That's fucking crazy.
I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so much easier.
Dude, back in the day, I'd have to hand paint all that out with Photoshop.
Yeah.
It would take forever.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Not anymore.
Adobe's in a lawsuit right now.
Who
I don't
isn't
care.
these days?
I'll give them money.
It's because they're charging like termination fees and hiding a lot of, making it really difficult to cancel your membership.
That's fine.
And just making it a lot of ways just dead ends when you ever go into customer service and hiding terms of service, stuff like that. So,
Dude, there's nothing like Photoshop though that I've ever used in my entire life. It's so useful.
Sully, they've got me as a lifetime user now because like, literally I edit all of my wedding photos on this now, like on my phone.
There's somebody from Adobe off screen, like a gun to John's head.
Man, you're the perfect PR for them, John.
I really am. I'm such a corporate whore. Just put the money on the nightstand and get out.
Oh no!
I did the same thing. I posted a birthday thing for somebody, and I used little figures of what's he called now? The Grogu, the minion, or the child?
Yeah, Grogu.
So I did it as like a series of Facebook pictures, and I put down, this is this person's birthday, represented by the child from The Mandalorian, and I put below it, season 1 streaming on Disney Plus. I think it was like $9.99 at the time, and someone sent me a message like, "You're such a corporate whore." I'm like, I know. I'm hoping they'll give me a free service.
Hey, you might have saved yourself from getting told to take something down too, as long as you give them credit.
I was baffled by how Cody went from like low poly to like high res out of nowhere.
He's playing with something.
I switched cameras. Yeah, I switched cameras.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Well, I mean, we all just saw Furiosa. We should definitely talk about Furiosa, I think, because why the hell not? Okay. We've never all seen a movie together, so.
Are we recording?
Oh, I've been recording the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, before we get into Furiosa, Sully, I got beef with you. Well, not with you, with one of your boys.
Wait, what?
Did you know Kendrick Lamar sold his debut album sold 112,000 copies, as well as Cardi, Gunna, and Travis. I have no idea who those people are. However, they were all oversold. Are you ready for this? By the greatest actor, wrestler, and rapper of all time, John Cena. Meaning John Cena is better rapper than Kendrick Lamar.
Whoa.
I mean, he's made like one song or like few to broadcast the stage stuff. It's
2 albums.
John Cena?
John Cena.
What? I did not know that.
He's hosting Shark Week this week. This week is Shark Week.
What an odd connection.
John Cena?
Oh my I know, and he announced last night in Toronto, Canada, because it's never Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's Toronto, Canada, that 2025 is his last year as a sports entertainer. Sorry, wrestler. We're allowed to call them wrestlers again.
Oh, really? He's done?
Yep. Done.
The Rock still wrestles, right, sometimes?
No, but he's in charge of the company that oversees that company now.
The Rock shared this big Disney thing today. Did you guys hear about that?
What, that Moana, the live action's coming?
No, he signed this deal with them, so they're gonna put his tequila in their parks and shit, and they're gonna use his fitness drink things at the Disney parks.
Nice.
I know. So he's real happy.
And you guys are calling me a corporate whore.
You are.
I didn't just make I probably just didn't make $1 billion. He got billions. I got not sued.
That's
episode 39 Slush Podcast.
I've been going for
Wait, is it 39 or are we on 40?
No, we're on 39.
Are you sure?
I just checked YouTube.
Yeah, 37 was Clerks, 38 was Baby Chat.
I have a 39 already recorded with Cora. I just haven't put it up yet.
Episode 40!
We made it!
Let's go!
Yeah, we did. Because I was like, we got to do this 40 because we did that for my birthday for Furiosa. So I just didn't edit it yet. So I'll have to release it tonight now, I guess.
So what we should do is we should tell the story of the day. Actually, the three of us. Sully and Cody and I should tell the story of how that all came about.
Oh yeah, we were celebrating Matt's birthday. It was supposed to be like a huge surprise thing that Cora was putting up for him. Oh man, it kind of went out the window pretty almost immediately.
So everything revolved around us getting to your house, breaking in, sitting down in your basement with some type of recording device so we could be recording part of the podcast.
That would have been funny.
However, Bennett was not cooperating with us, so we had to move our timetable up, which meant Cody couldn't come early because he unfortunately worked very hard the day before.
Oh.
And Sully and I drug butts out of bed at ungodly times to be there, and we thought you were gone. We thought you guys had left like we were supposed to.
Dude, I thought I was dreaming when I heard you talking. I was like, I haven't had John in a dream before. That's a new one.
So what the plan was Cora was going to leave one of the doors open, not the front door, but like one of the back doors, and we would sneak in and go downstairs and wait for you. And we were actually going to park like on the next block over and walk over, but that didn't happen.
That would have been so crazy. I would have been like, what?
So I went into the house. I'm like, I think they're gone, but the shoes are here. So I went down. I looked in Bennett's room, and you weren't there. Bennett wasn't in the room. I looked in the other rooms, and all of a sudden, door flings open, and Matt's standing there, and he just woke up, and he's like, "John?" I'm like, "Hi, buddy."
Dude, it was like an Inception dream within a dream thing. I was like, what is happening right now? But I was like very calm, but I was like, John, Sully? You guys want some coffee? Because I knew that something was up because Cora messed it all up because she was trying to plan it. Yeah. She planned it, and then she tried to overplan, I think, a little bit, and then she like let a few little snippets slide to be like, oh, make sure you're not doing anything that day. And I'm like, why? And that's when I messaged you guys. Exactly, I don't do anything. That was the thing I've done.
And then we all had to lie to you.
Yeah, I was like, I know something's up. I know something's happening here.
Well, it's funny when you texted me, like I literally I was working in a pool, like filming, and our speaker just like died. I got out of the pool and I went to text the supplier to be like, hey, by any chance do you have another one of these? And there's just a text from Matt being like, are you coming to Truro? And I was like, what? I can't do this right now. Like,
oh yeah, and then the group chat lit up like, who told him?
That's funny. I mean, it's cool. I never know, like, I never think about that stuff actually happening because I've, just been in Bennett land for so long.
And you're getting your house broken into.
Yeah. And like, us, let's say, more aged gentlemen, we don't tend to worry about birthday parties or stuff anymore.
No, Cora is like really hung up on birthdays. Every year she's just like, it's your birthday. And I'm like, I just am getting older. Yeah. It's totally cool. Like one year she took me to NASA one year before the pandemic. It was crazy. I showed up to work, and then Cora was already there, and I was like, how did you get here? What happened here? And then Trevor's like, see you later, buddy. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I booked you a week off. We're going to Florida to NASA. And I'm like, what? It was crazy. And then I saw the SpaceX launch and stuff. It was really, she loves to do crazy birthdays. Someday I'll just fly her to like the moon, We'll do some SpaceX trip, and I'll make up for all of it.
Whose birthday's next?
Bennett's, right?
Yeah, his is on August 26th.
No, Bennett's isn't next then.
Whose is next then? Is yours?
I'm not going to say that.
It sounds like John's.
Might be John's birthday. We'll kidnap you.
No, I might have plans.
Cancel them.
We're in your house this time?
Yeah. We'll actually break into your house and just
the only difference between me and Matt is I wouldn't be as calm and I have a gun, so...
Yeah.
I'm willing to die for the cause, John. Don't underestimate me. I'll take a bullet for you.
Oh, no, John. He's probably got landmines.
Yeah.
I feel like the one scene in Tropic Thunder where he just, all right, guys, go out. Steps in a mine and immediately blows up.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So that was the plan. So we kidnapped Matt. Not kidnap. Eventually we're like, okay, Matt, come on, we got to go. Where are we going? We're going.
Dude, when we pulled up to the movie theater, I was like, oh, I bet we're going to see Furiosa. And then Cody was there, and I was like, what? Cody, you did come. I thought that I actually was like really off base with that one. I was like, he is working, so there's no way. That would have been crazy. But Cody's like half asleep in his truck next to us, like, hey, so.
It was kind of funny too. I also didn't know what movie we were watching. I seen the group chat going crazy, which one to figure. I was like, no, you gotta figure it out. I will show up. And then like when John, I was just talking about like a time I watched if you wasn't. I seen John side eye me. I was like, what'd I do?
That's okay. I mean, I would watch it again because there's a lot going on in the movie. It's there's a lot of shit happening in it.
So before we get too far into it, how come you guys buy such large popcorns and never finish them?
I'd take them home. And
Oh no, I finished mine.
I finished mine too. What are you talking about?
No, look. You guys bought the big popcorns and stuff, and I walk in with the kids one. So
the kids one is adorable. BTW.
Yeah, I know.
Dude,
I
make a point of like going to theaters when I travel. So like I've seen The Martian like in the Canary Islands, and I saw Deadpool in Florida.
You
I
saw The
Chappie
Martian
in
in the Canary
Barcelona.
Islands?
Yeah, and it was in Spanish. It was wild. They were
That's
like,
crazy.
Mark Watney. Like I don't speak Spanish.
That's cool.
But I went to see Transformers, like probably Transformers 2 or 3 in Vienna. And I was just like, I always order like a large popcorn and a large iced tea. And I ordered it, and I just like had no spectrum of like what a large was, and it was like a family size bucket. And then like the drink was normal, and I got through that whole bucket.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's impressive.
It lasts the whole movie, I bet. Dear Lord.
Now I'm on popcorn.
Yeah, it was salty.
But, you got to have a lot of popcorn, I find, when you go to the movie theater, because it's freaking delicious.
I find once it starts to get cold, I'm kind of like done with it.
Oh, man. I like it even more then. It's like, give me all the popcorn.
Okay.
Pro tip, though, like, I understand, like, the concept that people don't like loud snackers at the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see the new A Quiet Place movie, like the prequel. Yeah, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
to try to eat snacks through, because it's the whole thing quiet, right? Like,
yeah, I could see that. That happened with me with the first one. Matt Jeanette came with me, and how some people bring in stuff they're not supposed to. Like, you shouldn't have a bag of chips at the theater.
I was just thinking that. Someone sitting there watching A Quiet Place eating a bag of Doritos.
They did. They had a giant bag of, like, Lay's chips, and they were just scarfing it down, and I thought that Matt was going to lose his... And he did. He just popped on the guy. He's like, can you be any fucking louder? And I was like, oh my god!
They're going to kill us all.
Yeah. I heard that movie was really good, though. The prequel, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the first one I've ever seen of that series, so yeah, it was really good.
So there's 3 now, isn't there?
No, I think
at least, yeah.
No, yeah, I think there's 3, but the first 2 have John Krasinski.
Is he in this? He can't be in this.
I think so. I don't know. I'll Google it. Find out. Continue amongst yourselves.
I totally forgot about part 2.
I think he directed the second one.
Oh, and he did the first one too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say any spoilers if you guys haven't seen it.
No,
I'm loosely aware.
Yeah, John Krasinski's in it.
In the second one.
In the second one.
Might be a flashback. I don't know.
It must be a flashback.
He's also the director, but Cillian Murphy's in it too.
Yeah. He's great in everything.
Oh, that's Oppenheimer.
Can we block him off now?
Oppenheimer was cool. I don't know. I think it's a really good movie. I'm just shocked that it became so big, because I feel like 10 years ago, if that had come out, people would... I don't know. Like, I don't think it would make $1 billion.
People like destructive movies and stuff to lead up to destruction, so...
I think it's because it's the release dates.
Right? Yeah, it was just timing. I shouldn't say just timing, but I think, it was that or Barbie. And, like, we got 2 demographics of people.
I saw Barbie, and I didn't see Oppenheimer until a year later on Amazon, but now, looking back, I wish I had seen Oppenheimer in the theater instead of Barbie.
Well, someone was saying that Barbie made as much money out of popularity. It's like, when you look at the timing, it's like Oppenheimer is 3 hours long and Barbie's just shy of 2. So they can show Barbie twice in I think 3 times in the time they can show one showing of Oppenheimer. No. They can show Barbie twice in one showing of Oppenheimer.
I'll flash the math up in the YouTube video with the number crunch.
If we do need like an editor's note, it's like, this guy was completely wrong. Somebody wasn't even
they could show Barbie more times than they could Oppenheimer, so that's why it made almost the same amount of money.
Those people just made a day to watch, like, in the morning we can watch Barbie, and in the afternoon we can watch Oppenheimer. It just became a huge trend of Barbenheimer.
It's true. It really took over, didn't it? Trends seem to be like, I know that it's a trend, but I don't know, man. Like, they're kind of taking over. People are going.
Also, like, that was kind of the first like big releases of like COVID's not a thing anymore.
Oh yeah,
I guess so. Because how much did Spider-Man make, the third Spider-Man? Because that was pretty big when it came out too, during COVID, right?
Yeah, actually, that was like the first big release, so that made like a ton.
That movie was actually pretty cool. I still thought
Yep.
that was pretty fun. I just want Andrew Garfield back. Just give me another Spider-Man movie with him. God damn it.
What was it? Someone posted a thing the other day. It was like, we want Spider-Man 3, and there's a picture of him going, "Where were you in 2012?"
Yeah.
He's stuck in Sony prison, man. He's never like leaving that.
Yeah.
Even Venom got a third one. It's like, how the fuck did that get past part 1? My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
6 months? What?
So you know what's a great movie? Furiosa.
Yeah, it was cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think the first one is... I mean, we talked about that. It's kind of like lightning in a bottle. It's hard to, like, do another one. It's almost like Back to the Future is obviously an amazing movie. Back to the Future 2 is a really cool movie. It's never going to be as good as the first one, but it's awesome that part 2 exists, you know? That's how I feel about Furiosa.
Yeah, and the fact that they just change out actors left, right, and center, and there's no time difference.
Do you know what? Do you feel like they should have just used Charlize Theron for it?
Yep.
Yeah, they probably should have.
I don't think they had an option though. I don't think she wanted to do it.
Yeah, I think they
I think
hated
there was
each
big
other.
beef between her and Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
She just washed her hands of the franchise.
Eh.
And at that, I think they did a good job, like usually like using the younger actresses to really like hide their face with all the stuff they do throughout the movie, even the like oil they use to cover their face and stuff like that. I think it blended pretty well overall.
I think they only had like 6 lines of dialogue, right?
Yeah, they don't really talk. She doesn't really talk throughout the movie.
I just wish that. I mean, we're gonna get this obviously spoilers every goddamn episode here, but
It's been out for 2 months. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it went right into Fury Road. I wish they had left a gap because the actress they used to play Furiosa was clearly quite a bit younger than Charlize Theron, I felt like. And it was believable that she was going to grow up into that character from Fury Road. But when they showed it, like, going, like, when she was picking up the what do they call them? The birthing mother?
Breeders?
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit. Like, they're going to show, like, right before Fury Road starts. Like, we're getting right up to there. That's the only thing I didn't like, because then they show it in the credits, Fury Road, and you're like, oh, Fury Road was so good. Like, this is crazy.
But there is like a time gap there because like that tree had to grow, right? Like that's the whole thing. Is like she has like.
Oh yeah, I guess
like
he's not
that.
wrong.
Yeah, I don't mean that. I just mean by using the same actress. Like, I don't know if they should have used her for that. If they were gonna like use this like the footage, I wish they could have just used Charlize Theron for it, because then I would have believed the time jump more, because she looks the same, and you're like, but she's like 21 or like 25. And in Mad Max Fury Road, I feel like she's like 40-ish or like late 30s. I don't know. It's just a nitpicky thing. Most people, I don't think, would even care about it. But it was a cool movie. I liked all the motorcycles in it. That was fun. That's my review.
It's interesting how far, I don't know. I feel like the original Mad Max was like a motorcycle car movie, and I feel like this is like days away from that. You know what I mean? Like not that it's a bad thing. I'm not a car guy or a motorcycle guy, so like it's kind of inconsequential to me.
Yeah. Sorry, Bennett was like cried throughout the entire thing you were talking. So all I heard was Bennett crying. I know in the first Mad Max back in the 70s, they had a ton of Kawasaki motorcycles because they donated them to the movie to get used. So it was really cool to see them again because it kind of fits with the timeline a little bit of using all the motorcycles like earlier. I don't know where they're getting all the gas for these vehicles. But
Well, they have a gas town.
Right. They have a gas town.
You know what was crazy? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was just this comedian. He had seen Furiosa. And then the guy asked the question, he's like, wait a minute, why are they all using all these old shitty cars and trucks and stuff? And the guy pointed out, he's like, you know that's after a nuclear war, right? That's the only stuff that would run would be the old stuff.
Probably, yeah. No EVs there.
No.
I wonder if Elon Musk is like, why are there no Teslas in Mad Max? Why didn't they put them in yet?
Was that Cybertrucks going across the desert?
Oh my god, let's not even start.
Just instantly stuck.
Yeah.
It was the Pontiac Aztec all over again.
Dude, side note, I really was on board with getting an EV for so long, but I just can't. I just don't think it's going to work until they got some mega infrastructure installed over here in Nova Scotia to do that.
If you were just going back and forth to work all the time, that would be perfect. But if you want to travel at all, although it's not like your parents live very far away.
Well, the thing
You
is,
also waited so long.
I waited so long that it basically left me in my own, like, sadness to think about all the things that would go wrong with it. Like, there's an emergency and it's not done charging or something in your house. That would be not good.
They should have a lithium pack that you can just hook up somewhere in the car if it's an emergency and you have to go suddenly.
They do have those. You can buy them, but then it's like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, this is ridiculous. I was paying more to get our battery wrapped in like a Mylar to protect it and keep it warm in the winter. And it still would only give it like 10% more battery. Anyways,
although now you have a garage.
Yeah, it's not insulated though. That shit, it's fucking cold. But Furiosa, it was cool. I enjoyed it. It was neat. A lot of CG.
Yeah, I mean that's a big complaint that people are saying that there's too much CG. But like there is like at some point like, how many stunt guys are we gonna kill? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just because the first movie, when they showed it at the end credits, you're like, damn, this looks way grittier than Furiosa. Yeah. Like, you don't think about it until they put them side by side, I think, like, against each other. And even when they show, what's his name? Immortan Joe?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you see the original compared to the one they had in Furiosa, you're like, oh, man, it looks different. Like, it's a different movie, but... You know.
I would love if they did a prequel series about how that happened.
Yeah, that would be cool.
How Immortan Joe became in power, how the Bullet Farm started to exist, where Gastown came from. Obviously, it's a oil well from somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. In the first Mad Max in the 70s, it's still like there's tons of greenery. It's nothing like Fury Road at all. Or even the Road Warrior, like the sequel. So I think shit goes downhill super duper fast after the first Mad Max. Within like 5 years, it seems like.
Well, in the first Mad Max, it's not even like the apocalypse. Like they're still like, you know, like they're cops.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? They're like trying to like, how would you even fight against that? That would be like an uphill battle every single day. It would be impossible. Fuck, I love that movie. I think it's cool they used the bad guy from the 70s Mad Max in Fury Road. It's the same bad guy.
Yeah.
And they just have like the crazy mask on him. R.I.P. But yeah, I like Furiosa. It's too bad. I don't understand why it did so badly. Like, it just broke even, I think, not that long ago.
I think it's just because of marketing and the people's ideas of like, people were like obviously really excited for a new Mad Max, but the fact they went to a prequel instead of like a sequel was definitely like a kind of left sour taste in a lot of people's mouths even going to see this. And
Sully's not wrong because like, yeah, they left Tom Hardy's character not high and dry at the end of the movie. He just walked away.
He did one of
everybody
these.
else. Yeah, everyone else got a happy ending. He just walks away. Like, there's another story there. What happened?
Yeah, we'll never know probably, unless they just make it.
But do you think it's better to do a prequel because you know you're going to recast people, or do you think it's better to do do the sequel even though you're going to have to recast them anyways? You know what I mean?
Well, I think if they could have just gotten Tom Hardy, they could have just wrote a whole new story and still put Chris Evans in there. Chris Hemsworth in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's just preference of like how people go movie. I think it's because the prequel is so close to where Fury Road starts.
Yeah.
Instead of just like say like some prequels like let's take the more recent one that's like come to mind, like Star Wars and Acolyte. Acolyte is like so far beyond like a prequel, even like the prequel movies and it's kind of feels slightly less detached from like the original trilogy, that you can kind of get away with a whole new cast and whole new character developments in that aspect.
And this one, you kind of that show. Go on.
And in Furiosa, it's like you kind of know where all their character arcs kind of end, you know, and it's like how do we get from this point to that point? Because it kind of some points in the movie, obviously you're gonna tell like well sometimes there's no consequences unless like some of the newer characters you meet, like none of the main cast that you do know, like nothing's really crazy is gonna happen to them since you know
yeah, you know where it's headed the whole time, basically. Maybe they waited too long to do the sequel. It's been like 9 years. That's a long time. Or not the sequel, the prequel, but I think a lot of people just kind of, when I heard they were gonna do Furiosa way back when that came out in like 2015, I was like, that's a great idea. I'm so amped. And now it's like almost a decade later, and I'm like, woo, yeah, all right. Like, I'll go see it, but, you know.
I think it was cool to see, like, why some things happened, but I don't think they leaned into that enough. Like, like how Furiosa lost her arm. Like, that was, like, a thing that I was waiting for and very interested in.
Did you guys have the hot tub time machine moment where the whole movie you're just like, when did she lose the arm? When did she lose the arm?
I forgot, honestly.
When she comes close like 3 times, I'm like, when is she gonna lose the fucking arm? And then she just breaks off.
She ripped her own arm off, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Chekhov's gun. Like you're waiting for it to happen.
That stupid tattoo. Like I thought that was gonna be like her moment where she's like, I have to cut this off so they can't find my family. Ah.
That would have made sense. That would have made sense. That reminded me of Waterworld, how they have the map tattooed on the girl's back. And it's also like a post-apocalyptic water movie. That was on TV the other day, and my parents were like, what is this? And I was like, it's like Mad Max, but the whole world is an ocean instead of, you know, just all dirt. And they were like, no, I've never heard of this. So I showed them the trailer, and they were like, oh, yeah, Kevin Costner. He has gills behind his ears. I remember this. But, I mean, all that being said, Kevin I did really like the movie. Yeah. I'm like, Waterworld was great.
More stunt guys have that movie in the bank for their career than you would believe.
Yeah.
Because they have that Waterworld, like, at Universal Park. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the experience, whatever. And, like, a lot of guys start off their stunt career working there doing those gags. And I think they can pivot into the union from there.
That's awesome. I love Waterworld. It's great. Fucking Dennis Hopper.
I have problems with where Kevin Costner's the director.
He's the director?
Yeah.
Of Waterworld?
Of Waterworld, The Postman. All the movies where it's basically just him, you know, saying good things about himself through the whole movie.
I didn't know he directed it. That blows my mind.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't work with any other director other than himself.
My brain just broke.
Yeah. Did anyone else find the makeup in Furiosa very distracting?
You mean like Chris Hemsworth?
No, I wouldn't say I did.
Like, no, basically Matt just hit it. Chris Hemsworth's nose was just pointless. Literally pointless. He had no point. It was just, like, distracting.
He has a little fake teeth in.
I didn't really
I think they were just trying to make him a little ugly.
I wouldn't have cared. I found the nose was very like every time he's on screen, I'm like, I cannot look away from his nose. He could be sitting there like throwing a puppy into a wood chipper. I'm like, I can't look away from his nose. Why can't I not look at his nose?
It reminded me of Cable from Deadpool 2 because he had the teddy bear, and I was like, are we gonna find out something crazy about this teddy bear? But I don't know, because I was like, okay, are we gonna feel bad for the villain kind of thing here when he tells the story? And for a moment, I kind of felt bad for him, but he was such a dick. But then his speech at the end when Furiosa was like gonna kill him, that whole part was actually pretty wicked. Like, forget all the bullshit I've said that I didn't like about the movie. That's not even a big deal because I actually did really love the movie, and I think it's one of the best movies I've seen in the theater. That's for sure, because it's like kind of one of a kind, you know, and it still has like that touch of like I want to see more of Mad Max. Like, I want them to keep making them. Like it's bullshit. I know it didn't do good, but God damn it, like make another one. Do a series about something here. Like the fact that this could be the last thing we ever get by George Miller from Mad Max is so tragic, you know, like it's really too bad. Kind of just went off.
Did the original Mad Max do well in theaters? Like, did they even have a theatrical release? Like,
I don't know.
Really, the same thing. Like Kevin Smith talks about all the time with his movies. Is like kind of, you know, the critics are like not really a true representation of the people that are going to see the movie.
The critics like the movie, don't they? Like everybody liked it.
I think so.
It just
that's
didn't
the benefit
bring the money.
of. I think that's the benefit of Rotten Tomatoes because they let you have the critics, but then people like us can go and say, yeah, no, it's actually a good movie. Fuck what those guys say.
That's true. Last Jedi, prime example. It's got like the critics are like 90 whatever percent, the audience are like 43%. Like, although I've warmed up to that movie a lot, I don't really.
Holy shit!
With the shit we're getting now with like the Acolyte, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I can watch it.
The original Mad Max, released on April 12th, 1979. That's how old that movie is. Was shot for between $350,000 to $400,000. And since its release has made not the sequels, just the original, has made $100 million.
Dude, I love it. That's my favorite Mad Max movie. Is the first one.
Yeah.
Still to this day, even though Fury Road is like amazing, but something about the first one. Have you seen the pictures of the cameraman on the back of the motorcycle? He's just like
wild.
no safety, just like hanging out with the camera. That's your Facebook profile pic for the rest of your life, kind of shit. That's ridiculous.
So, for comparison, the budget for Fury Road was 150 to 185 million dollars, and it only made 380.
Fury Road, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually wild.
Yeah, that is wild. Because Furiosa, I think, is like 180 something. I think. Can you confirm that, John? Since you're computing?
I can look right now.
Because I'm pretty sure it just made that worldwide like a week or two ago, and people are like, huh, "We kind of did it."
Okay, so budget for Furiosa is 168 million even.
Damn.
Box office, yeah, they're not making another movie. 171.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
They it's I wonder how much of that stuff's like before tax credit. But it's interesting though, because like I wonder how much I also wonder how much stuff got left on the cutting room floor, because there's like a couple characters, like the Scrotus character was like he wasn't in Fury Road. So like was he supposed to get killed in this movie?
Oh yeah.
Do they have plans to put him in another movie? Like, you know what I mean? Like that was
There is the Wasteland movie, because I just saw an interview with Tom Hardy where they were like, hey, what's the deal with the next Mad Max? Mad Max Wasteland, are you doing it? And he's like, I don't think it's happening now. So I guess it was called Wasteland. Maybe he was in it.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the fact they brought back some of the actors from Fury Road. I mean, the guy who played Immortan Joe, they could have gotten anyone to play that, but the fact that they got Nathan Jones back as the son, and that Australian doctor.
Oh yeah.
oh the
Right?
So
organic
creepy.
mechanic.
Yeah, exactly.
He's so creepy.
Like just casually, like, oh yeah, there would have been a viable human a couple more weeks.
Ugh. He just is
Same
like,
thing with the Bullet Farmer and the Man
Yeah.
Eater. Like those guys were both like from the original
Yeah.
Fury Road too.
Yeah, wasn't I think is the Bullet Farmer guy blind in Fury Road?
Now they blind him.
Well,
in
he gets
Fury Road.
blinded.
Yeah.
fuck, Fury Road is so good though. Like every scene in that movie is like flawless.
But that's
you know?
that's one of those movies they shot for 3D. So you can't really appreciate it unless you can watch it in 3D.
That's true. Well, Fury Road? I don't know.
Well, you could, but you know, I'm just saying all the crap flying out at you off the screen. You know,
I love that they showed that.
This
at
is
the
a
end.
whole like larger conversation about like how do you view media? Do you view it like, you know, if something was shot on film to be displayed on VHS, then is the only reasonable way to watch it, to do it credit, is to watch it on VHS.
yeah.
It's the whole record conversation, right? So if they shot that for 3D, I don't think any cinematographer would tell you like the best way to watch that is 3D. But, you know, there is a conversation there about intended usage.
Once Matt gets his Apple Vision glasses or whatever they're called,
Swear to God,
he'll just be like, yeah, this is definitely. I should have always watched this in 3D. Fuck DVD.
Dude, Prometheus was shot in 3D with the red Epics, I remember. And I remember watching it.
I thought we agreed never to talk about that movie.
Prometheus?
No.
I love Prometheus.
Another movie where Charlize Theron has it rough through the whole
Oh
movie.
shit, I forgot she was in that.
Right?
I don't think she has it rough. I think she's just rough.
Yeah, she is rough. Her character was
Like
weird.
seriously, who runs straight when you could just hang a left and you're clear? What the fuck?
Why did Transformers
But,
have
like-
noses? We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll like, what's the other thing that I'm gonna mess this up. There's like a frame rate thing with television where like they speed up the frames. Like if you buy, like, you notice a lot when you go to like Best Buy or a place that sells TVs.
Oh yeah, the
and it's
motion.
like the motion smoothing.
Yeah.
And it's like there was a big move by cinematographers to be like, don't sell TVs with that as the default, because it's not how we intended them to be shown. And it does give you like some weird like uncanny valley, like, it's weird. I don't like it.
It is weird. And Tom Cruise released like a video with the DOP of Top Gun or something. And they're like, listen, you've got motion smoothing as an option on your TV. Go into the menu, go to this part, and turn it off. And they released this on the internet. Like we'll check it out. It's pretty hilarious.
Have you guys you guys have obviously seen 8K? Like 8K, like you haven't seen it yet? Oh,
I've seen it on the PlayStation box Sully got, and then they were made to take it off because there is no 8K.
I know you were talking about a movie. I was like, what are you talking about?
No. But like, when I was in New Brunswick, I went to a Best Buy when I was up there, and they have one of the demo 8K TVs because they're trying to pre-sell them now before they hit the market. And it is just you could live in the TV, like with how realistic it is.
8K. This is gonna mess people up,
Yeah.
It's not.
I think people are asking for 8K deliveries now, though.
We had an 8K camera at White's for quite a while, and we just got rid of it.
I remember that.
Well, I mean, like, what? Like, right now, how would you, what would you even shoot at an 8K?
Didn't they shoot like I don't think that this was shot. Gemini Man was shot like with 60 frames, right? That's why it looks really crisp. That's like the Will Smith movie where he's like hunting.
Avatar was shown in 60 frames as well.
They would start like shooting stuff in 8K now if they expect because they'll expect it to have be shown on 8K TVs very soon, right?
Yeah. It was too clear. It almost took you out of what you were watching.
Well, the cameras that we rent that are 8K, they usually only use them for like green screen or like some special effects stuff where they're going to punch into the footage. Or if they're going to like downgrade the footage to match something, if you do it in the highest resolution, you'll have more to work with.
Well, it was a Paramount promo video they had on. So it was like they were showing stuff from like Star Trek. I think it was Picard. It was something with a lot of lens flare. But like they were showing other stuff. I think there was Tom Cruise movie. It was just everything was so crisp and clear. I'm like, I don't want to watch this way. This is too clear for me.
Yeah. Well,
if
what
you're
happens
shooting on an 8K camera? Are you shooting straight onto a hard drive? Like I just in my mind, the data must be massive.
No, we have 8K. The cards they just record less minutes. Like it's like I think the red helium we had, and it's old. Like that's an old camera that can shoot 8K. But again, it was just for like effects and stuff. Like nobody was actually shooting in 8K, and because there's nothing to play it back on in full 8K when it was released. I'm pretty sure because it's like 5 or 6 years old.
This is a little peek into the film industry, but when Matt and I started, I was still working on a lot of stuff that shot film. Like I remember when Haven switched to digital.
Yeah.
And
back in
when they would have to switch film, when they would shoot a roll of film and they'd be like, okay, we got to reload. You're like, great, smoke break, coffee break. It's a digital, and now it's just a card swap, and now they don't even announce it. It's like if you're working special effects and you're on set all the time, it's a pain in the dick.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complain about that because what do they call it? There's kind of a way that you were taught when you were shooting film that was really There's a word for it. It's harder, so you're actually trying harder when you're doing the thing and shooting. But now that you're just rolling and rolling and rolling, everybody's just treating everybody's jobs like they continue on forever on set.
Well, it's like the difference in taking stills.
Yeah,
because if you're using film, you only have X amount, but if you're shooting digital, you just end up taking 1,000 pictures of ducks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But back when there was film, didn't DPs have to be more conservative? They everybody had to be better at their job. That way, they're like, okay, we've only got so much film to work with. This is what we're gonna do, and when they do it, and they get in a couple of takes. Whereas now, knowing what I know from being background, they can do 50 takes, and nobody cares.
Well,
no, that's still it's because there's still just a sheer amount of time thing, right? Eventually, you have to move on, or else you're never gonna get your day.
Yeah,
I don't know if we got that day or not.
With non-scripted stuff, operators talk about it all the time, and I've even had operators tell guys the assistants to slow down, because before again, if you were reloading, you would get a chance to take the camera off your shoulder, have a drink, just decompress for a second. But then on Oak Island, it's just it turned to card swaps, and those guys are push out a card, drop in a card, and you get no break at all. And they're like, can you just take a couple extra seconds to do that? Would you mind?
Yeah, the workflows. Even the person who's doing the card management now, the DIT stuff, it's a whole new job that never existed before. And now they're like editing on set because they're dropping the footage so quickly. Like you're editing the scene while you're shooting it basically, and color grading it like temporarily while you're shooting it with the I don't know. It gets pretty crazy. It makes me wonder where it's gonna be in like 15 years or 10 years, especially if they're gonna do
I'm also
8K.
gonna catch a lot of crap for this, but it also changed the look of the camera department, because back in the day when you were hauling film canisters around, it was a super physical job. So you didn't see a lot of people that weren't necessarily in shape. There's a camera operator in Halifax, Josh De Niro, big shout out. Mm-hmm. That dude is a muscle dude. He lifts heavy shit for fun. And like he was like the typical look of the camera department. And now you're seeing, because we've moved away from heavy ass film canisters, that like the film department's now more accessible to a lot of people. A lot of skinny jeans in the camera department.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's talking about you watching this.
Our feed just gets cut for like
Cody just completely like lipped out. It's like
well, there's a lot more computer technicians now in camera, and before it was just like, you know, like I know the Panavision in Halifax, like Wayne who runs it, like he can open up a Panavision camera and like, you know, fiddle around with like the moving parts and like change the gates and like all the blades and shit. But now with the digital cameras, I know that from working with them at White's, that it's like if the CCD or the CMOS stops working right, you just have to send it back to like Sony or like, because you can't fix that shit on set. Like it's fucked after that. Or if you have a drop pixel, if I've gotten a couple of calls where it's like, hey, we noticed there's a drop pixel, like a bright green pixel in all the footage. And, you know, the first time I got that call, I was like, oh, no, my God. Like, how do you fix that? But it's easy. Like, there's an AI patch thing where it just goes through all the footage and removes it. It's a miracle program. But, like, you know, first getting that call, I was like, oh, my God. Like, that sounds like if I was an indie filmmaker and I didn't have that access, I would lose my shit. It would be terrible.
Yeah. It's like having a hair on the gate.
Yeah, exactly. And you wouldn't even notice till you get the dailies playing the next day or something, or in the evening.
Yeah.
Matt,
were we still talking about sponsorship?
For this?
What?
Well, just in general. We were talking about sponsorship on something, right?
Why?
Because Cody's had like 6 drinks and it's never labeled out.
oh.
Right? Kind of like this beautiful triple decker from the lower decks made by Coldstream right here in Nova Scotia, available all in SLC stores.
We get a copyright struck right here. Like the video just ends.
No, we're getting monetized now.
Yeah, I was pulling up the data for that. Did I send that to you, Sully? I pulled up our shit from like.
Yeah, you're showing us how popular we are.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's interesting.
We should record a podcast from IKEA for our one Swedish.
Oh yeah, I was like, who's listening to us in Sweden? It's probably somebody who's really bored. Well, I thought that we would have to have like, you know, a lot of episodes before we would even try to start like sharing and advertising, because I haven't done any of that. And then I just out of curiosity yesterday or the day before, I was like, how many episodes do we need exactly? And they're like 3 or 4, and I'm like, oh, we went way past that. Maybe I should start actually sharing this stuff somewhere. So
yeah,
I can do that.
You know, we could always share is Harry's razors.
You're really trying to get that sponsorship deal there.
I was looking at how that works.
I'm literally just looking around at shit I've got like sitting here.
It's kind of complicated. You need a lot of listeners on Apple. I know that, which is possible. Like you saw the impressions that you can get in like 30 days, and we're like nobody. Like I haven't done any advertisement for us. It's just word of mouth with like our close friends. Yep. But we have a good chunk of episodes now, so
we have a back catalog.
Yeah, we actually do. Which is fun because, you know, there's a lot of podcasts. I know. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, man, I haven't done a podcast with like the group of us in like a month or so. It's been that long. Just because Bennett's self-destructing on like a daily basis now. He starts daycare in 3 weeks.
And you go back to work.
I know.
Sam.
I know.
Hate it here, dude.
Or Sully's going to be relegated back to getting coffee.
No. Sully, have
Nobody
you ever
wants
gotten
Sully's
coffee?
job.
Do you want Sully's job, John?
No, I don't want Sully's job.
I actually do order coffee for the job, so it's not.
See?
That
Totally
is
wrong.
true. He is the restock guy.
I was trying to see like what coffee was the best for the shop. I tried May Parker's. That coffee is that is the most definition of like a 5 out of 10 coffee I've ever had in my life.
I've never even heard
And I was
of it.
like, damn, I'm only drinking this because we only have this coffee in the shop. Like I never tasted such a bland coffee, and like this is insulting.
My work provides coffee too, and they started bringing us Robins. We used to get the Mother Parker stuff, and I'm like, this is fucking garbage.
I've never had it.
It's like if I didn't put milk and honey in my coffee, I would not touch that. I can drink coffee black, but that is not coffee. I don't know what it is.
I like
There
the Tim
goes that
Hortons.
sponsorship.
I know. Should I start putting this
Make a better
over?
product.
You can't
See,
really
that's-
see it.
Let's only support products that we use. There you go.
Oh, Schooner.
That's not really a
Schooner.
product. I mean, that's more.
I mean, my
you
whole
see-
room is a product placement. You know, I don't know.
Imagine when we get monetized, or like Matt, you have to cover everything.
Oh
in
my
your room.
god. I mean, I could just turn the blur effect on, but that would suck. That's another thing that I was worried about, like, switching that on. Because I bypassed it when I created the whole account on YouTube and in Apple and stuff. It's like, if I don't know if I'm allowed to actually have all this stuff behind me.
You can.
I think you can because there's so much. It's not like you don't just have Star Wars.
Just Jar Jar
Like,
Binks
it's like-
above me.
Well, that's like a joke in Seinfeld where like if you open up the cupboards, like they're full of different cereals, and that was to get past like trademark.
Oh, really? See, we could do Ready Player One as a podcast. We could totally do it. How we got so far off of Furiosa. Like, if we
You
just
did really good for a long time.
There's no
taking
product
this-
placement in it.
like,
We're taking the smoke and mirrors off of the movie industry, guys. We're doing too much.
yeah, we just hit the asteroid belt. We're so far away from Furiosa right now. That's one thing I was wondering. They did show satellites in Fury Road, right? When they had a night scene, they were like, "Oh, like that's a satellite." Didn't that happen?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
No.
I don't recall that, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look for it now.
I do
Like, it
remember
makes
the
a
night
lot of
scene.
sense.
You know what this means? Now we all got to watch Fury Road again.
Oh, that would be fun. I want to get a big TV. We should do a watch party, but it's so hard to get everybody fucking together for everything. It's
Well,
it's
it
not
might be
all
fun
of
if we
us,
just
it's
do it
just one-
like. We'll just do it like we all Skype in or like Skype. There, I'm showing my ears now. But you know, we all Discord in,
whoa.
and then we all
Whoa.
and then we watch a movie together and just like chirp it this way.
That would be cool.
Well, we were going to do that, but like we were going to use like 2 independent movies, weren't we, Matt?
Yes, we're gonna use
Yes.
your movie.
Yeah.
And what's the other movie?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's a good independent movie that's short in Nova Scotia?
A
It doesn't even have to be
good.
Nova Scotia.
A short? I don't know.
Come on, film industry guys.
Well, I mean, you know what we should do is we should go through your shorts, Matt, and critique
Yeah.
them painfully. Yeah, as your what was it like Supreme Rubber Products?
Oh fuck that movie, man! Mike Doucette disowns that. He doesn't even want that thing shared on the internet. But I think it's hilarious.
Good.
Most of the people in mine don't care anymore.
Well, I don't know. You know, who knows? I have a whole feature film actually I shot when I was at NSCC for graduation, and I never edited it. So I have 8 or 9 hours of footage unedited.
Dude,
But
I'll edit it.
It's all on those DV tapes from back in
never
the
mind.
day.
You're on-
I had
you're
to
on your own.
digitize all of them. It's all in like 720p. I'm in it. I'm 18 years old and in the whole movie. It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, we could do like a thing about like, you know, in the same way Cam used to do that film festival in his backyard. Like maybe we just do a digital version of that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like we're
That
like
would be fun.
like an episode a month or something. It's like, yeah, you got a short that you want kind of to be spread around, send it to us.
We should do
Tear it
that.
apart. It's just like, you know, it's an easy thing. Like you got a short, you want to send it, like send us your shorts, we'll look at them, and if it's cool, we'll throw it up.
We're like,
And make
this
fun
is
of it.
shit. No, that would be fun. We should do that. Why not?
Yeah, do it. You guys have enough people in the film industry, and you can put the word out through social media. Like, hey, if you guys have a little short you made and you want it shown, We don't have a huge following, but we got some.
We got that guy.
This is it right now. If you liked how we talked about Furiosa, send your garbage in and we'll talk about it.
Oh my god.
And we're not even done talking about Furiosa yet.
We're gonna trash your short films live.
And then we're gonna trash them live, and then we'll broadcast them on like Tuesday.
We could do live eventually. We need 15 more followers. And then I don't know if it's a good idea for us to go live though. Who knows?
I've been wanting to do a live. I've been wanting to do a live thing for a little while because I think I'm just about done the game show I've been making, and it would be really fun to do a live thing where like I'll be the host, obviously, so I only know all the answers, and then you guys will all be participating, and then it'll be like you guys plus chat, so we can see how much they fare with their Star Wars knowledge, how much you guys fare, all that stuff.
I don't think I'm.
So we have to have actual followers listening at that particular moment for them to do that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we can. It's very simple. I mean, I stream on Twitch all the time. So
it's Cora.
Cora definitely has a lot of friends. I don't even have social media. Like, I do this.
You can set up social media for this.
I have a Facebook account.
How many followers how many people do you usually watch your streams, Sully? If you don't mind me asking.
So when I haven't streamed in a little while because I do burst because of how often work gets flustered. But I have about 47 followers. I had a main demographic of just doing mobile games for a bit and other video games I've done. But I know one of my other buddies, he's like what he did, because whenever he went on EI to help build stuff, he became like, he got really into Twitch, so he started streaming himself in Fortnite. So he would do like 7-8 hour streams of him just leveling up throughout the game. I myself, depending on what I do, I try to stream like 2.5 to maybe 4 hours. I think the longest stream I did was like 8 hours, and that was probably the most draining one because I was playing a visual novel. I like to do like every Valentine's Day. I like to do like some like, all right, we're going on a date, boys. This is this is what we're gonna do. And the visual novel is like, all right, this stream doesn't end until I get the girl. And it was kind of rough, right? Because I was streaming it. It's like Tuesday in the weekday. It's like, damn, I still gotta go work tomorrow. I thought this was gonna be a really short visual novel. First, like, you know what, 4 hours, I could probably make that work. And then it was going on, man. And I'm voice acting every single character, all the girls, all the main villains.
Oh boy!
Holy shit, man! I was going through it, and then I think I started at like. I think I edited this.
It always comes back to hentai.
I know, Sully. Is this like an intervention?
This isn't even hentai. It's just a dating sim. Anyways, I got the girl. It was 4 a.m. I was dead inside, and I had cheers, but they're like, "Man, you should have ended this long ago." I was like, "I know. I had to see I needed to go. I had to follow what the stream said." And I came into work the next day, and my voice like, "Hi guys, how you doing?" And I was like, I'm dead inside.
That's not right. So now I know why.
So for the one that's not big on it, basically Twitch is like back in the day at the arcade when everyone would stand around and watch one kid play a game, hoping they might get a chance, but they wouldn't. So you just.
I mean, it's also not just like gaming.
Not just video games.
No, but like
it's a little bit of tips and tricks.
Okay.
You can do that on X now, though, right?
You mean Twitter?
Yeah. What did I say?
For the kids that don't know what tips and tricks was, there was a literal TV show where you could watch them play on cable, and they would tell you how to get through the hard parts of the video games.
Yeah.
Okay. For everybody that had cable, and Sully will have to just smile and nod on this one.
I had cable.
Yeah, but you're too young to remember what I'm about to talk about. Do you guys remember? And we're back to being media whores here. Do you guys remember Video and Arcade Top 10?
Yes, that show is fucking awesome. I love that show.
Think back about the show. It was nothing but a way to sell us more crap.
Yeah.
I did not know what a Laramie Super Soaker was until Video and Arcade Top 10 was on.
I wish they still had stuff like that.
Right?
It's so fun.
So
let's just start watching it. You know, I wonder how many seasons that went for. Yeah, like what system did they end at?
I'll look. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
I feel like they ended at Dreamcast, but I don't know for sure. Anyways,
I think they made it to Xbox.
Really?
It would be cool if you went back like through those shows, like a little bit, like even like the Shopping Network, and you're like, I'm just gonna buy the stuff that was on this show that was like hot or not, and then review it now as an adult.
That would be so fun. That's kind of like what I want to do.
Wow. The show was on from 1991 to 2006.
Wow, that's longer than I thought.
Yeah.
That was like that. They're into like PS3 times.
Yeah, basically. No,
Yeah,
that would have been PS2.
It's a big chunk there.
If like PS3 came out by 2008 for sure.
I think the 360 came out like 2005, 2006. And I'm pretty sure the PS3 came out like a year later after 360.
Well, the 360 was out at least in 09, because that's when the Ghostbusters game came out, and that's what drove me to buy an Xbox.
I think it came out in 2006.
I bought a PS3 in 2008 for sure.
Yeah.
How about one during the pandemic?
So they basically topped out at Nintendo 64. So.
Damn.
And
That's
yeah,
too
they
bad.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't feature many other consoles because Nintendo was one of the primary sponsors.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
That makes sense.
I mean, 64 had a handful of amazing games, but everything else was pretty shitty, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is like when you play PlayStation, like I don't know, the PlayStation games I play, it's like you're shooting your way out of rooms. Like when you play a Nintendo game, it's like this is for brainiacs. Like you gotta fucking move blocks and climb on shit. And,
Platformers.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nintendo,
It's for when your brain's soft and malleable. I'm too old for that shit.
I saw a show one time, and it was something. I think it might have been the Aladdin cartoon. The genie was trying to beat a couple of wizards at something, and he couldn't beat them, so he invented a video game. He's like, "This is a video game. No one over the age of 10 will ever beat it. They will play this forever."
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of things.
Dude, some of the simple NES games that I've been playing as an adult, I'm like, how the fuck did a kid beat this? Like, this is really, 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 really hard. It's harder than most of the other games I've played.
Dude, I was at Silver Ball the other day, and I had a Back to the Future 2 moment where I was sitting there, and I was playing Lethal Enforcers, and this kid's watching me, and I had a free play. I'm like, here, you can have it. He's like, no, I don't play games like that.
That's pretty funny.
I just killed 400 people straight to get you a free game. Oh, I put the gun to my head, and it was like, no,
that would be a funny short film. My niece was playing Zelda. She's trying to go through the Zelda games, and she's playing Ocarina of Time. And I was like, oh man, you should borrow my 64 and play. I have the gold cartridge. And she was like, it's for 3DS. And I was like, what? What did you just say? It's like, no. Wikipedia that. But I like blew her mind that it came out for 64. She was like, but it's 3D. And I was like, ow. Oh God.
I do prefer the 3DS version though.
The 3DS is a really, really great little system. I love it. I still play it. It's great. What's that Zelda game? Between Worlds, or I can't remember.
Between Worlds.
What Link Between Worlds? Yeah, that's a wicked game.
Becomes a shadow on the
walls.
And...
that is one of the best Zelda games in my opinion. I really love playing that. But yeah, I have like 4 3DSs, so because everybody could play Mario Kart with me, and I could hand them it, and we could just do it. That's like cool. Yeah. So I got a whole bunch of them because they were during the pandemic. Folks were selling them for $30. So I got 4 of them. I got an XL as well for $30. So I have a big one, and I got a bunch of little ones, and I broke one. Side note. But yeah. How do we get on this topic again?
I don't know. What, are we back to Furiosa yet, or?
Well, how do we get from that to Furiosa? What happened? Where was the link?
It started with Chris Hemsworth's nose, I think.
Yeah, honestly, Chris Hemsworth is probably like one of the better characters in the whole movie because like
you're not wrong.
He did such a good job
because you can definitely tell he loved that role so much of playing just like because he plays a villain and just knows he's a villain. He's like he doesn't care what he's doing is right or wrong. He just loved the aspect of the thrill of it because when he had like one aspect when he's holding one of the guys hostage and he has like
what was that all about?
He puts on his thing and it's like don't make me do it. And then, once he lets go, it's woo! You gotta feel a thrill in that. Like he's having a good time. You're like, dude, this guy is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really weird.
He's a very underrated actor. Everyone's like, oh, he's just a Marvel guy. But like, any movie I've seen him in, he's really good.
Thor 2, Thor 3.
Yeah. No. Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
He was the best part of that movie, in my opinion. He was so funny.
But you know, the theory is that Kevin in that movie is just Thor in disguise looking for a job because he has to live on Earth at that point.
That would be ridiculous.
But even like the guy that played the other Praetorian
Yes.
Jack.
Yeah.
Like that guy, like the cat, like honestly, like I know, like we have like, oh, it would have been better to have Charlize Theron, but I do think they all did really good jobs.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Where did he come from? He just kind of appeared. Like there was no lead up to him. He was driving the truck. That was it.
Well, he was like the Praetorian that had been working, and then they built a new war rig.
Yeah.
So he was the Praetorian they were giving the war rig to.
Okay.
And they have a line to be like, he makes every delivery, and like always gets the booty.
Yeah, he was really good. He seemed like Mad Max. Like I want to know his backstory, but I'm glad that we don't know it. Like, because he was a really cool character.
Was anyone else waiting for them at the end after he died? Like, you know, getting drug around that long, the dogs chasing him, like nothing. No, there he is. He's done.
But I don't know. I didn't know what was happening.
It would have been incredibly gory, like I don't know.
Cutscene.
I think we were there. I think we hit a fair bit of gore.
I didn't think they would actually not show him again. I was surprised at that.
No.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to think now of the gore. I might say this and be wrong, but like I feel like Mad Max has like a different brand of gore. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, there was a lot of splatter, and then obviously the severed arm. But you know.
Well, there was a severed arm, and there was a guy at the beginning that remember his like throat got slashed.
Oh yeah.
On the motorcycle, and they're trying to ask him where the place was.
Yeah.
Like that was like kind of gross, but it's not. I wouldn't call it gratuitous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like The Boys.
Well, what's the guy? His face gets ripped off at the end of Mad Max Fury Road. Remember, she hooks the thing on it.
Morton Joe.
But you only see that for like a split second.
Yeah.
Meh. Maybe we need better Canadian directors in these movies, because Canadian directors always seem to do better with gore.
Maybe.
This is my daily plug for the movie Blindness. Go watch it. It's an incredible Canadian flick.
You love that movie.
I do. I've literally telling people about it today.
Well, are we plugging our favorite Canadian movies? Because I definitely want to plug this awesome movie that came out not too long ago. I think it was like 1994. It was School's Out, a Degrassi story.
I love that movie.
Literally, another movie we should watch.
What's that?
There's a movie called Touch and Go, but it's like about a tour bus operator in Halifax.
Yeah. Really?
And it's like he should he should leave Halifax and go live his life, and he's a tour bus driver, and he's getting he's getting put out of business by the Harbor Hopper.
What's it called?
It's like early 2000s, like Touch and Go, and it's got the guy from the I Am Canadian commercial as like the lead actor.
I am Canadian.
Wow.
Okay. It's on my list.
And like it's got like half a cup of salsa on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's not well reviewed, but like it'd be amazing to watch it. That's what we should watch live at, or like do this with, because we would also be like, holy shit! Like look at Halifax 20 years ago.
That would be interesting. There'd be no giant buildings, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, okay. So we talked about Trailer Park Boys when we were all together. Did you guys ever see The Long Shot? It was like their very first thing that they ever did together.
It's the black and white version.
The first Trailer Park movies was in black and white, but this was, it was John and Rob, and Jim was in it too. But they weren't playing Ricky and Julian. They were just playing two guys, and one was in love with the other one, but he's getting ready to leave, and he wanted him to go with him. But it's just so well done. I don't know how that never got to something bigger.
There's just dead silence.
They did Trailer Park Boys. I was like, this shit is hilarious.
No, but I mean something specific to that.
I don't know. They must have found their niche, I guess.
Yeah.
What do we call that show? Like it's like nostalgia. I don't know, nostalgia cinema or some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because at the point you're not watching it for the movie, you're watching it and be like, wow, like Halifax is like a shithole now, or was a shithole back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia movies. We should do that. Honestly, it's hilarious that John said School's Out, because for Christmas, I only got one person, one thing, and it was Henry, and it was an autograph magnet of Caitlin.
School's Out.
Yeah, and it says you were fucking Stacy, or what's her name?
Right, because that was the first time on Canadian broadcast that someone said the word "fuck."
Yeah,
and they did it in three lines in 10 seconds. It was like, "You fuck Tessa Campanelli, you fuck Tessa Campanelli," like in 30 seconds.
Yeah. I have her autograph on it. I got it for Christmas. It was $10 from her
You have
Instagram.
Tessa Campanelli's?
No, I have Caitlin. She autographed it. And it's just her swearing. Fucking love Degrassi. I tried to watch The Next Generation. I can't get into it. I don't.
I watched like some of the new one, and then I watched the Kevin Smith episodes.
I was hoping I would make it to those, but I just can't. I just cringe.
I skipped ahead.
It's not my generation. I like the 80s and early 90s one. It's got the swag.
But did you know there's Degrassi through all his movies?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the girl has a jacket on in Mallrats. What's her name? Shannon Doherty. But
in Clerks, he named Caitlin because...
Yeah, we hit that on the Clerks episode. Remember?
Did we?
Yes.
No.
Shit,
No.
dog.
I wasn't there. I don't remember.
Sully's just like, Clerks, black and white.
Yeah.
But anyways, Furiosa.
Slowly turn the lights off. He's ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
My light just died. My other light's probably gonna die soon. I just have like these aperture little brick lights that I took from the shop. I've just been using as because I don't have a lamp this side of the room. That's why it's always so dark here, and that's why the couch is blending in right now. And
Why
I usually have
a lamp?
I got these I just explained. I have aperture lights, man.
Do you have these RGB wireless LED lights that are dying on you?
Why don't you just go to IKEA and buy a light?
I bought a couch, and that was enough for me.
And he sits in a camp chair.
Oh shit!
Man,
All right.
Yeah,
I think that was Furiosa, right?
Yeah, that was Furiosa. We hit it on the head there.
So who like everybody liked the movie? It was good.
Yeah, I'd see it again.
Oh, definitely
Yeah.
go see it.
yeah. I actually liked the first time. I watched it with my mom. When she was down, we watched it in the D box. It was great.
D-box sounds bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope they do a third movie because I think the whole Fury Road series needs a third movie.
I don't know. He's like 100 years old, the director now. He'll probably do like Babe 4 before Happy Feet 6 before then.
Wait, we forgot something. Mad Max was in that movie.
Yes, that's right. He was.
5 seconds total, baby.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
I was like,
her getting dragged back.
That was very strange.
Well, I think it set it up so he was nearby for the start of the next movie.
I know, but isn't there a huge time jump?
There's like years in between.
Yeah, unless he stays there.
She had her arm cut off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be.
He's also in the middle of nowhere, so like.
Yeah. I guess
You think
it's
he
hard
would
to tell him
stand clear from the Citadel if he knows it's there? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
But whatever. Continuity error. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one thing that prequels also suffer from is like technically retconning what happens in the next installment.
Yeah. I just love Fury Road. Furiosa's cool. You know what though? Here's a good example. Like, the attention span. My dad watching a show because you guys were talking to him about Oak Island and stuff. But like, if I show him Fury Road, he would watch that from start to finish because it hooks you, and it's a whole chase scene basically for like 2 hours, and it just keeps going, right? But Furiosa, it doesn't do that because it goes in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. And I think it's asking more of the audience than Fury Road does. So I think maybe it would be harder to get into Mad Max with Furiosa than Fury Road. Just because it's less of a contained, like, cinematic experience than Fury Road was, in my opinion. I don't know, am I off base here? Furiosa is more like a has, you know, it had all the chapter markers and stuff in it.
Yep.
Which was
I know
weird.
what you mean. Even near the end where you could kind of tell where he's like, oh shit, I'm running out of runtime, and he kind of jumps through a lot of hoops to progress the story forward. There's even one point I remember with Parthian Jack and Furiosa is like, you know, when you're ready, like once you go on enough rides with me, you be on your own vehicle and all, and you can drive on your way. Then even like 5 minutes later, it's like you're ready to go.
Guys, if I could chime in for a second, Cody, don't I remember you telling me you had a really early call tomorrow?
Yeah, actually.
Oh God.
Lunenburg, 6:30 a.m.
Woo! Well, we can just end it. We pretty much just we're all like, we like the movie and just tore it apart for an hour and a half. So
I was gonna talk about Matt's birthday, but you know, we want to end it. You know,
I'm 40 episode 40. That sums it
But
up.
at least tell them all the cool stuff you got for your birthday before Cody leaves.
Well, I started Starship Troopers. That book is like, I feel like I've had nightmares that are like describing the opening of that book, because I went from reading like this Ernest Hemingway book, which was like, we got drunk in Spain and we drank and the bulls were fighting, and it was really relaxing, to like, I'm going through my chute and like all the plastic's coming off and I have this suit of armor on. So it's really intense, like the switch. I got The Martian, I got Hail Mary, I got a weird book that I can't remember that Tira got me. But yeah, and what are the other books I got?
You got the Apollo Murders.
Right, the Apollo Murders. That was a Chris Hadfield book.
That's going to be a movie. That's going to be a movie in the near future.
So is Hail Mary. I think that's going to be... Who's directing that one?
I don't know who's directing, but Ryan Gosling's playing the guy.
Right, like that's going to be fucking wicked.
Oh, he's literally me, dude.
What?
Oh, you guys don't ignore that whole meme bit. I'm just going to continue on.
I think Sully just short-circuited for a moment.
Dude, brain rot has got to me pretty bad, if I'm being honest.
It's okay. You're in good company. Look at me.
And Cora gave you your present from her.
Yeah, my upside-down bookshelf. That was really weird to put together, but all the books are hanging. I'll put up like a photo of it, but it looks pretty trippy, because it looks like they're just going to fall out. Actually, when I took Starship Troopers out to read it, I was like, is the elastic going to snap and like a bunch of books fly out of this thing? Like, what's happening here? But yeah, I got a whole bunch of books.
And you're gonna give the audiobook that Cody gave you a chance, right?
Yes, I'm going to do that. I still do audiobooks. I just do way more physical books, just because I like having them in my hand. I'm like the guy with records. I'm like kind of a snotty dickhead about it. I'm like, I'm gonna have it on vinyl. I am that person. I can't even deny it. Even the VHS.
Physical media.
I gotta have my VHS of Robot Junks, which is right there. So, yeah. But no, it was a great birthday. It was good. It was nice having just like our podcast crew, because like you're the only people I talk to. So.
And did your parents think we don't eat?
Maybe.
No, they think I don't eat. They think I don't eat, man.
your dad was like, get a lobster roll. I'm like, I don't eat lobster. I don't like it.
There was so much lobster left over. Cora just gave it to her sister. I've never even had lobster in my life, so I don't know what it tastes like.
What? You never had lobster? You could have had some.
I've gone too long, Sully. I can't start now.
That's a dumb excuse.
What is this, North Korea?
What? Dear Lord. You're Nova Scotian, man.
I know, I'm living a lie. It's a whole other podcast.
All right.
But yeah.
No vegetables, no lobster? Like, what is this, dude? Like...
I don't know how I'm living right now.
Meat and potatoes, that's all he eats.
No potatoes. I'm just kidding.
You wouldn't survive on Mars.
Oh yeah, Matt Damon. Yeah. Well,
that's it.
It was good.
Furiosa?
Yeah, it was Furiosa and my 40th birthday. Who knows what we're gonna do in the next episode? What movie we're gonna like and destroy all in one go, and talk about what Chris Hemsworth knows. Sully, you're back. Do your magic. It's been too long.
Man, I just continue to be disappointed in your food takes every goddamn episode. Every time you open your mouth about it, like, dear Lord, Matt. Like, anyways, this has been episode 40. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit the like button down below. Leave your comments on your thoughts about Furiosa, or even just like your sneak peeks on some of the bits of the film industry techniques. Sorry about moving to Smoke and Mirrors, by the way. We're on Apple, Spotify. Follow us on there. It's gonna be crazy. Whoa, wow.